Hello everyone, welcome to Fijian Investment Trader. This is Mr. Singh, known as Fijian Traders. Healthier concept, man. Ticker symbol Hcmc. Well, from my previous video, we talked about some key things coming up, happened, gone, and what's coming. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere because there's a couple things I really want to share with you. But before, on the technical side and the fundamental side, what happened? Why we are not moving, folks? You can clearly see that our outflow, it's about 54,507, then 193.24, right? The medium and the small, right, range of shares are getting being sold at a lower price, means they are selling it for a loss, which is dragging this price down all the way down, right, to actually sitting at 0.0001 and has not moved for so many months from now. Well, the couple things, like I said, it is people are selling these shares all the way and are taking losses. Is not generating an uptrend, right? That's one thing, right? Not only the that's one thing that has been clearly can see that has even moved, because people are selling at the lower price, and that stuff others pretty much is gonna go. But there is a big but coming up into that position cost. I don't have the data right now, but I will get in my next video. But that's the thing that I wanted to show you guys, folks. If I want to show you guys where we are. I remember trading this stock, right, up to right here when we went all the way to 0.001, up and high, and 0.1, right, and 2021, right, that's during the pandemic. Then at 2021, back in February, April, we went high on 0.033 and so forth. You can clearly see that it had that momentum, but it couldn't sustain it, right? And we had this massive downtrend. So what I'm going to do is going to clear my chart, right? This is from my previous times I've been doing it, and so I'm very familiar with Hcmc. We know the lawsuit, we know all these negative news because of that. Company's fundamental is good, right? They're profitable, they're not taking losses, so why is taking it, right? But you can clearly see that we had this from trend right here all the way up here. If I'm going to keep drawing it, but this was the major trend. It came all the way down, right? And it is not going anywhere, right? And I know, like, you must be thinking, then why I'm talking? Well, folks, there's some good news coming up. So you see my purple line right here, right, on the technical side, has acting as a massive support. I go back to 3 months, there's barely anything you can see on the chart, right? So what I'm gonna do and show you something, then he's gonna tell me, and then we're gonna discuss it when it's gonna happen, right? So volume, right, is still negative, nothing is coming up. RSI has cooled off, right? Crossover has confirmed. So what does that means? It is a signal of an uptrend coming up very soon, folks. It is a signal, but we see that we are sitting right away at resistance and the support level at 0.001. So it is, all our resistance are sitting on that. They will be a pump. I'm telling you right now, when the pump happens like that, oh my god, people I've seen and I've witnessed it majority of the time in a good situation, that where the stock price has went crazy up high, right? And for this to even go to close for 1 cent, people will have good gains, right? So, and you can do the math. I don't have to do the math for you, and multiply your shares and see just where is it. Or just if it goes to 0.0033, right? That's a big gain. So there is a lot of gains to be made. But when the stock and it sits like that, because they know they're not going to be delisted, right? When there's a fear of getting delisted, pump happens. A pump will happen, and Wells is going to push it, right? And unfortunately, I was invested on this company to have into a good gains, right? And it has not came in, right? I'm blessed that I'm not on the negative. I'm still sitting on my average at 0.001, right? But do I think it's gonna go up higher than that? Yes, that is the gamble that and is based on that I did. The gamble was based on the technical side and also based on the fundamental side, where I have seen time and time where the stock have always has resulted in, and you can see that people are still buying it, but there's a lot of selling off going, and people are pushing the price down because they're tired of holding it, and I don't blame them. I do not blame them, folks, because anybody who have done that, right? Before the split happens, you can see that, right? This is the max chart, right? This is the max of that, and you can clearly see that there is not a good bar to see it. It's only a nothing actually to see it, unfortunately, and it's just a flat line, right? Once a flat line happens like that, it isn't that, because RSI, look at it, it's on a oversold territory, oversold territory, right? So just put an alert on, rest up, and go back and look at these when this alert happens, because you look at day by day, you're not gonna see anything. You know, the lawsuit has been, it was one of the negative thing. The company is making profit, but not enough profit to sustain that on the future growth. They have good concept, they have good growth plan, but they need more capital. Usually companies, there's two things happens, right? Either you get a pump and go up, right, and to avoid from delisting, and a second, it gets bought out. I can see this company getting bought out, right? I'm not spreading rumors and stuff. This is based on 12 years of experience on stock trading and understanding the market. I have seen it many times where a company like that usually get a bought out, right, or get delisted, right, which is very rare to see that, right, and there's a pump happens, right, and the pump will happen. I won't be surprised coming to 1 cent. I won't be surprised to coming see 1 cent. So unfortunately, I don't have too much data that I can go over there, but you can see it. I'm sure you guys see that how the chart has been reacting it. It is a massive on that. But the order flow, it is people are selling it, right? And there's no buyers actually coming in. People are selling it, and they're tired of it because you have so many outstanding shares on that. But the pump is coming. A pump is coming. And then when the pump happen, and I'm sure you're gonna lock your gains and never gonna come back to see Hcmc and don't want to be the part of it. And I don't blame you, right? I have done this stock more than 3 years now, right? I have to cut my losses. I've got my gains, but I always have a plan with this training coming back. And you know, this company had so much potential, enormous growth, but what happens with is so unsustainable. With the inflation high rate is right now in America, it is very hard to sustain that. So you know what, buckle up, our ride is coming. So stay tuned for next video coming up. And like I said, I don't expect this company to be delisted. It is gonna be either get a buyout or a or the pump to go all the way to 1 cent. So here you go, folks. You guys have a great weekend. I'll stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for supporting and subscribing in. I really appreciate it. Hey, folks, if you're interested in any other stock, go check out my video. I have talked about NIO. I talked about Tesla. I talked about Boeing. I talk about Digital Marathon Holdings, Plug, you name it. There's kind of stocks that I really invested. I'm invested on, heavily invested on, I would say. And I do show my portfolio on that. Hcmc, I don't have a big portfolio. I have enough for the portfolio that I can kind of play around with my money on. But once I'm a really heavy investor on those other stocks, this is something that I on Hcmc that I invested on is because I'm part of it. I'm very familiar with this stock, so that's why. So folks, buckle up, fasten your seatbelt, ready for the pump or the buyout, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.